Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about why you should never use the 1% rule to evaluate multifamily property, ever. All right, this is our first time meeting. My name is Tim Diesel. I'm a commercial real estate consultant, and this channel is designed to give you strategies in your business and in your investing career that you can use all the time. All right, so the first thing is, well, what is the 1% rule? You'll constantly hear people talk about it, and they use it when they buy single family homes. And the 1% rule is really simple. It's this. If you buy a property at $100,000, you want the rent to equal 1% of that. So you want to bring in $1,000 every month. And that's kind of a general assessment of how single-family home investors use a quick math of, hey, am I going to make any money? Now, 1% rule, 2% rule, look, that's all pie in the sky. That's really not real investing. You cannot possibly tell me you have an entire single-family home portfolio and you're just going off the 1% rule. It just doesn't make any sense. And if you're getting into apartments, if you're getting into multi-family properties, this just goes out the window. Because there's a lot of things to consider, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they are, and we're going to go through them in as much detail as possible. All right, so it's very important to remember that this 1% of rent is gross rent. Well, if you were buying a $1 million apartment building, the 1% rule would be $10,000 a month. Well, at $10,000 a month, that would essentially mean you're looking at a 12 cap deal, which is highly unlikely in most areas of the country. Maybe in, I don't know, Oklahoma, somewhere out in Idaho. I actually don't even know their cap rates, but something like that, that would make sense. But you need to have a system that you can implement everywhere. And the problem with this is, well, how do you buy a house in Los Angeles, California? If it's $400,000, are you going to get rents for $4,000 a month? The 1% rule doesn't work there. Another thing to keep in mind with the 1% rule is everywhere in the country, taxes are different. They're different everywhere, even in different counties in the same state. Sometimes, I mean, it really varies. So there's no way you could base a solid investment and your taxes are fluctuating everywhere. That's another thing, it eats into your bottom line. Then you have something on top of taxes that changes all the time. You have insurance. Insurance changes all the time, all the time. What if your property has a flat roof? What if your property is in a flood zone? I mean, you're talking this will throw your entire investment out of whack. So if you have a flat roof and you're in a flood zone, I mean, those are just a few things to name a few. Maybe you have older windows. What if you have to renovate the property? So you really can't make an accurate determination of how likely your investment is to keep the net profits. And finally, you also have vacancy. Vacancy rates change everywhere, everywhere. New York is different than LA. Nebraska is different than Florida. Louisiana is different. I mean, you've got these things just changing. So you've got taxes that are never the same, insurance that's never the same on any other property, and you have vacancy rates that are different all over anywhere in the country. So how can you possibly tell me the 1% rule is a good way to make an accurate determination of where our dollars go? The other wild card you really want to pay attention to is most people that buy property or investments, they usually don't pay all cash for them. they usually get a loan of some sort. They obtain financing. And financing has something that change all the time. Interest rates. Interest rates will affect your entire investment. If you can get the money real cheap, it's not a bad idea. But if your interest rates start going up, you have all these factors going up, and rent's only one source of income. You can only raise rent so much. So if you have an apartment building with 20 or 30 units, that's one thing. And even if you have a single family home, that's another thing. But don't ever base your investment on that rule. You really need to get a better look at the numbers and see what makes more sense to you. So my question for you is, do you use the 1% rule currently in your business, and how's it worked out? Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to hear how you guys use it, and maybe we could all learn a lot from it. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Like this video if you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. I'll give you guys all kinds of new content weekly. Thank you so much for watching.